Hi! When I actually started eating chocolate bread pasta every single day is when I got lean. When I let go of my food rules, I overcame emotional eating, I was able to actually start fueling my body properly, and thus I saw results. So in this week's app, I'm going to be breaking down exactly how I was able to do that to help you. Because if you guys do not know, I am currently on a 12-month mission to look better in my 30s than I did at 25 without extremes, without calorie counting. I'm going to tell you the game plan for this week, but first, morning routine. So the game plan for this week, I'm currently in the performance phase. That means I'm eating at maintenance and really focusing on just fueling for performance with the goal of getting stronger in the gym. I am currently in week 2 of my strength block. So I am going to be testing my PRs at the end of this month, which is super exciting. Then I'm going to break down my 3-step framework that helped me overcome emotional eating and how I include chocolate every single day to see results. Because you do not need to restrict yourself in order to see the results you want. You know, fuel your body properly, listen to your cravings, eat for satisfaction, and we're gonna get into how to do that later in the video. But right now, I am waiting for my slushy machine to freeze, which I'm super excited about because we've made a chocolate coffee frappe, so let's go look at it. Just got home from the grocery store and we are having salmon poke bowls for dinner tonight. I love making a slaw with cabbage and carrot and coriander. I'm going to cook up the salmon, put some rice with it. And then I will see you guys on Sunday when we are training together. Happy Sunday, you guys. We've made it to the gym. It is currently week 2 of my new program. We're testing our strength this month and we're doing full body 4 together. So let's get into it. I love it when I'm through a workout halfway through and I've done majority of my lower body exercises because they cook you the most. Now, I love those sumo squat variations because you can really get like bottom of your bum, inner thigh, and I just love that. I love back squatting, but I love that variation of a squat for me in particular. Now we're doing push-pull, we're doing chest. I love training full body because I found that I trained full body for ages and I swapped to upper lower. Now I've gone back to full and I'm loving it simply because like I've done 2 lower body exercises and now I'm like working hard to do another lower body exercise right now. I would dread a little bit, but now because I'm moving on to upper, I feel like good about it. So let's hit the chest and the back. That exercise looks so weird, but it gets your side bum, like the top of your glute, your shelf, really well. Like if you want to build a juicy, round glute, including the top and the bottom, this exercise slaps. Especially if you struggle to feel an abduction in standing, this will get you sore. Happy Sunday, you guys. I just had the best gym session. I'm feeling so good after it. I felt so strong, felt so stable, felt so good. I'm putting it down to, obviously, I'm just feeling well, but also I've really been focusing on my hydration. It is crazy the difference being hydrated makes. And like, it makes sense. Even the research shows it. It's just like 5% of dehydration it already affects your performance. So that's that. I just made breakfast. I'm on the mango smoothie bowl train. Hyperfixation. eating it literally like every day. Vanilla protein powder with frozen mango, just like slapped. It tastes like a Wheaties bar. Now I'm just sitting down and I'm actually going to do some journaling. Over last week, Niels' parents came to visit us and we stayed in our apartment, if you saw last week's vlog. And I went through some of the stuff. We've got a cupboard there and I went through my stuff that I had in there, and I had like 5 journals, no joke, 5 journals of me writing out my emotions. And I was like, I used to journal literally every single day, like without fail. And it really helped me, I think, to get to the mindset that I have now, in terms of like, it honestly like changed my life, journaling every single day. And it was so I think enlightening is not the right word, but I was just honestly like, I was reading through some of the things that I used to write and I'm just like, holy shit, like I am that version of myself right now, what I was writing about. And it actually hurts my heart reading some of the things back. It was like, oh, I just wish I could be in a healthy place with food where I'm not thinking about it all the time, where I could just maintain my weight and not fluctuate and gain weight and lose weight and just be stuck in this yo-yo. And it was like, reading it was really confronting because I was like, holy shit, I used to struggle so bad. And a part of me was like, I used to want to keep all of the journal entries for memories, but like, reading back the journals, I was like, I don't want to remember this version of myself who was so insecure and so afraid and had so many limiting beliefs around food, her body, around everything. So I was like, well, this is actually going to be a moment for me for growth, because what I'm going to do is I didn't want to just throw the journals out because I was like, I don't know, there's some pretty vulnerable stuff in those journals. So what I did is I ripped out every single page, and that's what this is. And I'm going to burn it because it's going to be like a symbol of me letting go of this version of myself and just like, we're no longer this, we're no longer her. And it feels good and it feels free to really move through all of that. However, the reason why I tell you that is because this is how I was able to stop yo-yo dieting and stop emotional eating. Obviously, like, I needed to learn how to fuel my body properly and train properly. But then also I needed to learn how to not be all or nothing. And I also needed to learn how to stop emotional eating. And journaling is such an amazing tool for that, because essentially, like, if we're emotional eating, like if we're coming home from work and we're just like binging chocolate, or if we're at work and we're just like stress eating, or we're walking into the work lunchroom and you can see all the chocolates in front of you and just want to eat it all, at the end of the day, it's not the food that we want, it's the feeling that the food is giving us that we want. Whether that's satisfaction, pleasure, whether that's not having to think about the diet we're on, that mental relief, whether it's stress relief, we're tired, giving us energy, right? The food is quote unquote serving a purpose. And if we are not aware of the purpose that the food is serving in that specific moment, and that's always going to look different, right? Whether it's stress relief, whether it's energy, whether it's emotional, like to make us happy, right? If we're not aware of the specific thing that that food is giving us in that specific moment, then it's really hard to break the pattern because we don't know what to give ourselves other than food. And that's where journaling can come in super, super helpful, because what you can do is when you feel like you want to emotional eat, and this is exactly what I did again and again and again, when I felt like I wanted to go to food, what I did, I was like, what do I actually need right now? Pattern interrupting, pausing before I went straight to food. Because if you're able to pause and actually ask yourself, what do you want? What is the thing that food is giving you? Then you're able to actually give yourself that without going to food. The questions, the journal prompts that I always used to use was, how am I feeling right now? What emotion am I feeling? And get really clear. I'm feeling really bored right now. I'm feeling really unsatisfied in my life. I'm feeling really overwhelmed. I'm feeling really stressed right now. Feeling really angry right now. Then asking myself, is it food that I actually want, or is it just relief from this current emotion? Because a lot of the time it's, well, no, I don't actually want food. I just want to be less stressed. No, it's not food. I just want to have fun. Right? Then the next question is, how can I give myself this without going to food? And literally start practicing that again and again and again. Because at the end of the day, like, food has become your safety net. It's not going to change overnight. You're going to have to repeat that. Like I showed you that bag, repeated myself so many times, because in order, you know, to change our habits, we have to be consistent with choosing differently. And that is the work that a lot of people are not willing to do, because you have to be consistent with it again and again and again and again and again and again, 10 times over, 100 times over, until it no longer is a thing for you. So I want you guys to implement that, like, ask yourself that if you're struggling, and let me know how it goes. Let me know in the comments, because yeah, honestly, like, those 3 journal prompts, just building the awareness and being able to work through that has been absolutely game changing. So let me know if that helps. Today we have F1 dinner. So me and my friends and I, every time there's an F1 race, we cook the cuisine of the place that the race is in. And today it's in Las Vegas. So we're doing American theme, which is super fun. My friend I already know is making sliders. I don't know what everyone else is bringing. We are making frozen rosé. We're making the drinks for the day, which is exciting. So we're going to watch the race. If you haven't watched Drive to Survive, I highly recommend it. Like, it's so good. That's how we got into it. So we're watching the race, then we will enjoy a nice dinner, family dinner. I say family dinner, but it's a friend's dinner. But my friends are basically like my family here, because I don't have much family on the Sunshine Coast. And yes, we're going to watch that, make that, and yeah, just chill out. Other than that, I just have to clean up my room, eat some food. And that's it. So I'll see you when we're making the drinks, I think. Okay, it's Sunday afternoon. Everyone is here. We're all cooking up a feast for the F1 dinner. Everyone's bringing an American dish, so let's go check it out. Good morning, happy Monday. Yesterday was so fun, so wholesome. Love sharing food with people I love most. It was so amazing. So now it's Monday, you know what time it is, it's meal prep day. And it's so crazy to think about, like, how Mondays for me used to be the day that I was going to be good, I was going to restrict myself, I was going to be on track, I was going to eat clean. However, this was the reason why I kept binge restricting. And I just had a client call with one of my VIP clients, and she was like, oh, I really need to stop overeating at night. I just need to have an option to eat at nighttime. And then I was like, well, hang on a minute. The overeating at night is a symptom of a problem that you have. And if we just tackle the symptom, then we're not going to fix the root cause of what's actually causing the overeating at nighttime. And for her, is because she wasn't eating enough during the day that was actually causing her to overeat, but she only knew it as overeating. So our plan is to make sure that she's eating enough throughout the day, and making sure she's eating food that's actually satisfying and delicious, because there's 2 things that we need to tick off with our food. Not only do we need to be physically full, but we also need to be satisfied, because if you don't have the mental hunger ticked and the physical hunger ticked, then what happens is that you finish your meal, and then because you're not mentally satisfied, you go looking for more. And this is what a lot of people are missing when they're, you know, eating clean. It's like we're not having that satisfaction factor, right? And that's why it's really important to not only fill up with, like, you know, eat enough fiber, protein, carbs, fats, micronutrients, but then also sprinkle in the fun foods. So now my nutrition looks way different than it used to. For an example, like, I would make protein balls all the time. However, the one difference now, I made these yesterday. The one difference now is I'll make the protein balls. There's dates, oats, sugar-free maple syrup, protein powder. Then the one difference, literally the one difference is that I've added M&Ms, like mini M&Ms into them. Because now when I eat it, not only is it going to keep me fueled, but it's also, I'm going to have that mental satisfaction factor from just, you know, a little bit of M&Ms. And this is why it's really important to have real chocolate, not like high protein this or sugar-free that. It's like important to have the real food, because that will satiate us, which will actually stop, you know, binge restricting. It's like, it's one of those moments where you're like, oh, you actually have to eat more, and you have to eat more chocolate in order to stop. It sounds backwards, but it's called also trusting the process as you build the evidence that that's what happens. So For my lunch today, what we're doing is we're going to meal prep a sweet chili chicken wrap, and the same thing. It's like, I always ask myself, what do I feel like? And now I'm craving, like, I love sweet chili, cheese, chicken vibes. So I'm like, sweet, let's make a wrap with those things. So I'm thinking about, okay, cool, my protein is going to be the chicken mince. Then the veggies, we're going to have carrot, we're going to have lettuce, cucumber, and spring onions. And then satisfaction factor, we're having cheese, and it's going to be melted and it's going to be yum. And then it's also, I'm going to have sweet chili sauce as well. So it's that combination, wrap it up, put it on a wrap. Like, I'm ticking the boxes. I'm being full and satisfied and being well fueled, but at the same time, I'm like, yeah, this is what I feel like. This is going to satisfy me, so I'm going to be good. So that's what we're making right now, because at the end of the day, it's about nailing mainly whole foods with a sprinkle of fun foods, as well as just being in really tune with what you feel like eating. Because if you're just eating food that you don't actually feel like, you're not going to enjoy it. And if you don't enjoy it, you're going to not follow it. Essentially, it's all about creating that lifestyle. So asking yourself these questions: what do I really feel like right now? What's going to fill me up? What's going to satiate me? And what's going to make me feel really good? And for me right now, it's sweet chili chicken wraps that are absolutely meal prep friendly. So let's do it together. Now, what you could do is, now I've prepped this, you could just keep this in your fridge and make it fresh every morning for you, or you can pre-make your wraps. So I'm going to make one now with you. I like using baking paper because it keeps it nice and fresh and it's easy to roll up. Then we're not using plastic. It's such a good lunch idea. Let's do this. So 1/4 of the chicken. Now we don't have to measure anything because everything's already been measured at the beginning. Then I always like to put cheese on straight onto the chicken so it melts. So that's 20 grams. I know what that looks like, so I've weighed it out 1,100,000 times my life. Then you can just use the ingredients, stuff them in there, I reckon. Juicy wrap, I reckon. Perfect, that's it. Roll the bottom, roll the sides. I think I've made it too fat. Oh, in the magic roller, roll it. Assist with the paper to help you roll it. Just like so. And then I like cutting it down the middle, so then the wrap stays, because we're folded in both sides. I like to just cut the middle, because then, beautiful. How's that for lunch every day? Reminds me of being in high school, because my mum used to make me a salad wrap every single day, God bless her. How spoiled am I? That's why I think I love food so much. Now we take a photo of it, because this is what we do here. Always photo first. That took me, no, not even, I think I took 20 minutes. Meal prep lunches for a week. Let's taste test this together. Oh, it's so hot right now. It'd also be really nice if you toasted this as well. I like toasted wraps. Rip it a little bit to get it down. Cheers! Hit the spot. That's what I felt like. Yum. So you guys, that is it for this week. That is a wrap. That is the end. Thank you for being here. Let me know how you guys are feeling in the comments below. I'm excited to bring you along next week for the ride. We're nearly at week 8, which is going to be a big, I'm going to do like a reset video in terms of look at my progress. I can already see like some changes happening, which is really cool, especially my ab, which I personally love to see, because that's the one part of my body that I've always struggled with. Like, I've hated it the most. So that's good. But yeah, thank you for being here. I appreciate you more than you know. Don't forget to leave me a comment how you're feeling, what your goals are on your journey, and I can't wait to see you next week. Bye.